Hi, I'm Laurie with People for the American Way, and I'm here with Karim Zidan with our program Right Wing Watch. And we're going to talk about Clubhouse, which is a new platform that a lot of communicators and folks on the far right seem to be gravitating to. First of all, welcome, Karim.
Hi, Laurie. How are you?
I'm just great. Thanks for being here. So, Karim, what is Clubhouse, and why are we concerned about it?
So, Laurie, Clubhouse is an exclusive audio chat that's based and exclusive to the iPhone, and it's accessible only by invitation. So the idea is that users who are on Clubhouse invite their friends, etc. And once you have an invitation, you create a profile similar to you do on Twitter, and then you're able to start taking part in the audio conversations taking place on the platform. So it's just audio, there's no text, it's not a chat system, it's not like tweeting or writing posts on Facebook, etc. The idea is that it's supposed to, or the way at least the founders envisioned it, is that it's supposed to resemble an actual physical clubhouse. So you enter these chat rooms the way you do a conference call, where you can either listen in, very discreetly, it'll just identify that you're there, or you can actually raise your hand and attempt to discuss topics of interest as well with a wide range of people. As of right now, the app is still not available to the public, but it's already garnered more than, at last count in January, more than 2 million registered users, and is already valued at over $1 billion. So it's this elite little club, and it's the fact, in fact, it's its exclusivity actually that's really raised its valuation. So it's an interesting app right now, and it's still in its early stages, so we're not quite sure where it's going to go or what features will be added in the future.
And it's not just for far right actors right now, right? Who's on it?
Right now, honestly, it originally gained infamy and notoriety just because it had a lot of celebrities immediately gravitating towards it. So the likes of Kevin Hart, Drake was on there, Ashton Kutcher was on there, Wiz Khalifa, Chris Rock. I'm trying to think of some more. Oprah was on there as well. And then, of course, entrepreneurs like Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg, which brought in a lot of Silicon Valley in with them as well. So there's a lot of different celebrities that continuously make appearances on this app.
So who are the far-right actors who are migrating over to it, and why are they doing that?
So I first became concerned with Clubhouse when I noticed that Stop the Steal founder Ali Alexander was promoting a chat about Bitcoin, of all things, on Clubhouse. He had started this conversation about Bitcoin and wanted to talk to his followers about cryptocurrency, or at least that was the intention at first. So I quickly realized that if Ali Alexander's on there, then there must be plenty of others as well. So what I came to realize was that there was a wide range of far-right actors, not just even from the United States, but people like Proud Boys founder Gavin McInnes was on there, far-right conspiracy theorist Jacob Wall is on there, white nationalist Nick Fuentes, and the Holocaust deniers like Chuck Johnson is on there as well, and even notorious Canadian far-right personality and Rebel News founder Ezra Levant is on there as well. So there are figures from all over the place, but that's just a handful of the most recognizable names.
Are they migrating there because some of them are not allowed to use the older platforms anymore?
Well, absolutely. I think since the mass removal of and banning of a lot of these far-right actors from places like Twitter and Facebook, etc., they've had no choice but to experiment with all sorts of alternative applications. This is why we've seen the rise of Parler, Gab. Telegram has, Telegram really always had an unfortunate extreme element in it, and the far right in the United States have gravitated towards it since the January 6th Capitol insurrection. And Clubhouse is just the latest example of such. And because Clubhouse is a slightly different application, that it's audio-based rather than text-based, well, they're experimenting with the idea of how much information can we get across in an audio conversation that won't necessarily be documented for researchers to monitor us thereafter. So it's a great opportunity for them if the application allows them to do so, which is the strange area we're in right now.
What is the kind of activity and communication we are most concerned about on this platform? Are we concerned that it could be used to plot violence, even the next Capitol insurrection or other activities?
Honestly, Laurie, the biggest concern is the lack of moderation on the platform and the lack of, let's say, technologically advanced tools that will allow us to actually moderate audio in the same effectiveness that we moderate text-based platforms like Twitter. So, examining audio is in real time in particular in order to actually prevent hate speech and all sorts of misinformation and conspiracy theories, etc., is an extremely complicated effort because it's definitely not like highlighting text or inputting certain keywords that aren't allowed or that would immediately cause red flags. Unless moderators are consistently on each conversation, there could be hundreds of thousands even of conversations at a time. They're never going to be able to cover all the issues that are happening on Clubhouse. That's the unfortunate issue. So it's not so much what we're concerned about immediately or what's happening right now. It's the potential for spreading disinformation. We've seen all sorts of things on Clubhouse. We've seen hate speech. We've seen anti-Semitism. We've seen COVID-19 denialism, vaccine misinformation, and conspiracy mongering. And all that's because of the lack of moderation on the platform. So if far-right actors and activists are able to actually learn how to effectively use this application and learn how to hide from these moderation tools, these limited moderation tools, well, they'll be able to spread their message far quicker than they would on Twitter.
Is this something that law enforcement or regulators are taking a look at?
Well, I'm certain that law enforcement in general, or if we're talking about the FBI or the CIA, they're monitoring all sorts of platforms at the moment. But that's not information that's publicly available, or at least it's not information that's available to me. But what I did find extremely interesting is that Clubhouse is actually being investigated in the EU for privacy issues. So France's privacy watchdog is actually investigated over concerns that the apps is potentially mishandling EU citizens' data. And they haven't proven anything yet, but it certainly is being investigated. And this is coming a month after Hamburg in Germany and their privacy regulator also asked Clubhouse to provide them more information on how it protects the privacy of EU citizens. And a lot of this is due to the way that Clubhouse interacts with our contact list. So when you install the application and say you've been invited and now you want to invite some of your friends onto the application, well, you have to allow the app to actually see your contact list. And here's the interesting thing. When it sees your contact list, it will tell you immediately who's on Clubhouse and who isn't. But the ones who aren't on Clubhouse, it has this little feature on the bottom that says, this friend of yours that's not on Clubhouse actually has 98 friends or 100 friends that are on Clubhouse. So it's building its own sort of secret database of user information, potential users, etc. Why they're doing this, we're not 100% sure yet. It's not clear based on their terms of service, and it's definitely something that we should be concerned about in terms of how they handle privacy, and that's why the EU regulators are looking into it right now.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Karim.
It was a pleasure, Laurie.